I've uninstalled Final Fantasy XVI. I genuinely find the fan and critical acclaim to be genuinely confusing. This is my first Final Fantasy game ever, and saying that I'm underwhelmed is quite an understatement. The thing is, this game's issues are so clear as day, I'm genuinely perplexed that this game wasn't dumped on a whole lot harder. And to add insult to injury, Final Fantasy XVI was one of the flagship exclusives of the PlayStation 5 console around the time it was going to be released. It didn't come out on launch, but it was one of the exclusives that all fans were pretty much looking forward to before the game would be eventually released on other platforms such as PC. And since I'm on the PC platform, I said, hey, it's about time. It was on a favorable sale, let me pick up Final Fantasy XVI, as I quite thoroughly enjoyed the demo. So I was like, okay, well, this is just a taste. I'm sure once the game really starts going, it'll improve in every single direction, because I was really thoroughly enjoying what was being served to me so far. Now, I'm sure playing this immediately after eldenring didn't help, but it genuinely feels like the level design completely left the chat. Like, where in the world did it go? Is this game Final Corridor 16? What is going on? And this is especially surprising because I thought the prologue was especially quite good, but it could also be because it was quite a much stronger and more railroaded experience, so the frailties that were clear with the lack of level design were not obvious. You're being introduced to these brand new characters, brand new world, and after every few minutes you'd be put into a brand new environment. But once the world finally opens up, you'll realize that the non-existent level design is definitely a huge frailty. Like in the beginning of the game, in the prologue, which I genuinely enjoyed, which surprisingly ends exactly where the level design goes to absolute trash. Quite coincidental that that's where the demo ends. Very suspicious, but despite that, I let it slide in the beginning because this is the prologue. Of course, everything is going to be railroaded as we're still learning these characters, learning the world, and learning the powers which we've been newly introduced to. Once we have a grasp of all of those controls, the complexity ends right there. We go into brand new and different types of biomes, forests, sandy areas, and they all play the same. Even though we're in these huge open expansive fields, they're all still corridors. What in the world were they thinking? Like, where was the creativity in this department? Is every single Final Fantasy game like this? I definitely hope not, because I'm gonna try and hop into Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate and see if maybe I should finally drop this series for good. And the combat it's okay, it's serviceable, it's more flashy than anything, it's fine. But not being able to choose a hard difficulty from the get-go in your first playthrough is definitely a significant issue, because as I'm playing through it right now, yeah, it's ridiculously easy and forgiving. Now, the story, I would actually say, is quite good, but it also is riddled with its own problems. With the most significant one that comes to mind is the pacing of the story is ridiculously slow. And I think part of the reason is that it's probably just to mask the fact that there isn't too much of a story to tell. To add insults to injury, they use mystery very incorrectly. Mystery is a key tool used in storytelling to keep the viewers on their toes about the contents that's soon to come. From the identity of the hooded man, the real second dominant of fire, and much more. I won't go into spoilers, so if you haven't played the game before, you still can even after seeing this video. I saw all of these answers coming hours ago. Being absolutely honest, the combat seems to be more of a hindrance to me getting to the next story beat. If you're somebody who doesn't care about a story in a video game and just wants to play the game and skip all the cutscenes, my guy, this is not the game for you. Because the level design is so poor, it's essentially non-existent. The gameplay is so painfully mediocre, it doesn't match up to the high quality of the graphical fidelity that they were able to achieve with this game. And that's honestly this game's best aspect. It looks absolutely amazing, but its amazing looks aren't good enough to keep you around. The gameplay is just okay, and the actual interesting part of the game takes far too long to make its point. To use a simple analogy to describe Final Fantasy XVI in a nutshell, it's essentially a beautiful woman that's a 10 out of 10, but once you get to realizing it, she has absolutely no personality and is making you wait. I'm gonna tell you right now, man, the juice is definitely not worth the squeeze, and it's not worth enduring all of this to reach the climax.